Survival shark movies are all the rage, even on the Sci-Fi Channel. Frenzy. This was the fourth movie to be shown on Sharknado Week 2018. The plot. A group of thrill seekers head off in a plane to reach a destination off the radar. Their poorly stitched together plane soon loses its right wing, and they become submerged in the ocean where a pack of 3 sharks hunt their prey. It's survival versus territory in this action-packed thriller. This was a bit weak in terms of grand execution, but it still somewhat worked with what it was going for. It lacks the intensity of The Shallows and the hopelessness of 47 Meters Down, but it's still fun. While the characters do have stories to tell and are not all useless, the acting is a bit underwhelming. Lindsay, played by Aubrey Reynolds, pretty much has to carry most of the movie by herself, and while she is trying to survive, she sometimes cracks jokes, and that didn't sit right with me at all, especially because in one scene she's about to commit suicide. It's like, stop telling jokes! Plus, the intense situations she goes through leads to some less than convincing anger and or fear. Gina Vittori plays her sister Paige. I didn't like her as a character at first, and then she disappears for most of the movie. When she reappears, she reminded me why I didn't like her. Kaya, played by Lynette Tatchell, I felt had the most backstory and reasoning for living. She was in it enough for me to care about her outcome, and I felt she could have had more badass scenes with the sharks. This movie starts right away with the plane crashing about 8 minutes in. Then instead of having all the reasoning behind their journey in the opening, they tell it in flashbacks. I get it. Sci-Fi wants shark action early in the movie, and Frenzy does deliver in that aspect. I think it was a good way to give the character development in flashbacks, instead of just thrusting them right into the situation. The flashbacks also helped make us remember the characters, and feel bad that the ones that are now gone are not here anymore. Interestingly enough, the film was shot in 12 days. This was done in the actual ocean, save for one scene where it was shot in a pool. I'm guessing the scene was when Lindsay searches the submerged plane. There are some cool setups that lead to decent action. I do wish the sharks were given a backstory. It's not impossible for a shark to hunt in a pack, but it is very rare, in that they are rather aggressive and have seemingly never-ending stomachs. The gore, the effects, when we get some mangled bodies and swallowed limbs, and lots of red water, but nothing too much. This film was shot for less than $500,000, which is impressive. Visual effects are not cheap, and Steve Clark does stellar work. I've always loved his work, and every year I've noticed his sharks look better and better with each film. While most of the CGI is great, there are a few shots that look a bit unfinished. I will say, though, that the sharks appearing from the vast blue of the ocean and seemingly manifest into the scene are really eerie and unsettling. Damn fine job, Mr. Clark. The motion picture soundtrack, Christopher Canu and Chris Ridenhour compose a lot of Asylum films, and they did an okay job here. Nothing too memorable, but it's helped the scenes become more intense with each stinger. I think this was a great fun time. Albeit there are some flaws and only up to decent performances, I still found myself at the edge of my seat sometimes. It's a good attempt from Mar Vista and Sci-Fi, and it delivers on some things. Could have it been better? Of course, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. Overall, I give Frenzy a 3 out of 5. I am Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and leave comments and subscribe.